Okay, so I'm sorry to say, but I made a video before this that it screwed up, so I have to record in non-high def. So if this isn't looking so hot on your computer, it's my fault. Sorry. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about Asperger's a bit more, and so this is kind of a rerun of a video that's not made. I'm going to be talking about like sensory and like taste, touch, sight, smell, hearing. And it's going to be a pretty interesting thing. I'm going to tell you what it's like for me. So here we go. First thing is we're going to talk about the eyes, because there's not much about eyes, but I like bright colors because it's like bright colors are like boom, I'm here, and they're beautiful. They're pretty colors. I especially like flower colors too. Because they're just pleasing to the eye. They're amazing to watch. It's like flashing, like you just gotta, it draws attention, and so it's kind of like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And so another thing is smell. The next one is smell. Smell isn't a big deal for me because I can smell certain things other people can't smell. Like I can smell like a fire sometimes from a distance if I go like this. You can smell more things. Like I can smell my mom's cooking something up there. I don't know. Another thing is hearing. Hearing for me is the third biggest thing for me. About hearing, I like loud music. I really like loud things, but I don't like fireworks. Like fireworks scare me to death. And so what happens is I like this thudding vibration in my ear. I like my loud music, and like if it has a thumping beat, like a booch dooch dooch dooch. It's kind of this feeling in your ear. It's kind of this. It sends a vibration in my eardrum, and it's like that vibrating feeling in my ear, and it's kind of like calming. I used to actually stick erasers in my ear because of it, and because I didn't like the feel of earwax in my ear or things in my ear. I would get rid of I would get these erasers, I would stick them in my ear, and I would try and get the earwax out. Because I hated Q-tips. I hate the sound of like scratching on material. Like if you have a towel over your head and it's over your ears like this, and you like reach up to scratch your ear, it makes that weird sound. It's staticky and it's disgusting. I don't like it. Another thing is that I don't like the feel of things in my ear, but I do like the feel of things when they're coming out. So that's another reason why I put the erasers and beads in there. Because I was not only trying to make a machine I was 5, so cut me some slack here. I was trying to build a machine to get the earwax out, and also I like the feel of things coming out, because it's like this sense of relief, like, whoa! It's a weird feeling. I don't do it anymore, because now I hate the feel of things in my ears a lot. That's why I use headphones that go like this instead of like, because it feels weird. It's just nasty, and so I'm afraid of earwigs too. And so I'm like, oh no, it's gonna get in my ear. Oh my gosh. And so yeah. Another thing is my biggest sense is probably going to have to be my taste. So we'll get to that last. But the next one is probably touch and feel. For me, sharp material like wool, like scratchy stuff that scratches against my skin, rashes, it makes me really sensitive to that kind of stuff. And so like I hate the feel of wool big time, because it's scratching on me and it feels like thorns are going, and it feels terrible. And so to you it feels like, oh, that's scratchy, but for me it's like, ow, and it hurts. But I kind of have to desensitize myself sometimes by wearing some of those scratchy clothings, and yeah. And so sorry, my dad's talking in the background. And so what happened is I also hate the feel of needles, especially. Like when you look at a needle, you think, oh, it's a needle, great. When I think of a needle, I think of it as a knife going, oh, bam, and it hurts. And I hate the feel of the aftershocks. You know how your muscles feel sore because it's had something stuck in it? It's kind of like this sore feeling, like I can't move my arm or I'll die. or something. And so, yeah. Another thing is, the last one I want to talk about is my taste. My taste is really, really the most sensitive part of my body, I think. It's sensitive to texture, and it's really sensitive to taste. About clothing. Another thing about clothing, I forgot to mention this. This is pretty interesting. In Temple Grandin, there was this girl, the girl Temple Grandin. You should see the movie sometime. It's really interesting. You'd understand autism way better than it explains it way better than I can. In fact, lots of people explain it way better than I can. It's like anyway, she makes this machine. She hates the feel of people coming up to her and saying, "Give me a hug," and she hates hugs so bad. But instead she builds this machine, and it squeezes her. It like gives her a sense of security. Like it gives her like she calls it her hug machine. Instead of being hugged by a person, she's being hugged by an object, and it secures her. Like, I don't mind being hugged or kissed or cuddled with. I mean, I like that a lot. But my hug machine, my kind of hug machine, is tight clothing. Not only does it make me feel beautiful because it kind of is like, hey, kind of that kind of thing. It also makes me feel like someone's hugging me the whole day because it's like tight and it's like, it sounds like this. I've heard it sends that hugging for more than 30 seconds sends like a hormone that helps you feel happier, and so like that feel of tightness for me is kind of like a hug. You know, it's my hug machine, and so it gives me that not a release. That's weird. Like this happy feeling, like okay, I can calm down. Like I still act sad sometimes, but it's comforting. Like loose clothing makes me feel like, oh, weird. And so I wear tank tops underneath all my clothing, so that I feel like a sense of security. It's kind of a secure feeling, and it feels good. Another thing is like my taste. Okay, I'll tell you about taste now. It's pretty interesting. You'll find this pretty cool, I think. I can taste things that most people can't taste. Like I can tell the difference between what water I'm drinking. Like let me give you an example. I have two faucets three actually that I drink from. The third one is probably the fridge, but like this water dispenser. And so when I get a drink from a faucet, my parents will either get me a drink from the bathroom sink or from the kitchen sink. I can tell the difference between them, and I hate the kitchen sink. You know why? Because I can apparently taste particles in water. Like the bathroom water is, like the sink bathroom water is really sweet, and I can taste those particles, and it's pleasing to my mouth because it tastes pure and clean and fresh. Whereas the kitchen sink, it tastes like plastic, like something that's already been through the wash, something that's washed dishes. I don't know why I can taste it. It's really weird, and it's this strange thing. And another thing is I don't like the feel of of certain textures in my mouth. Like I hate carrot souffle, and like I hate certain tastes. Like I can taste like broccoli, and I can taste it strong, but if you can't taste it strong, it doesn't taste as bad, right? Well, I shouldn't know, but I'm guessing it doesn't quite taste so bad, but if it's like a strong taste in your mouth, it's kind of like, it's like, whoa, what is this? And so it's like an explosion in my mouth. And so nuclear warheads, you know, those candies, I hate those, like, a lot. And sour candy is really disgusting for me. Like, most kids would think, oh, that's sour candy, I love it, it's so sour. For me, it's like, it's just sour. It's sour, there's nothing candy about it. It's disgusting. And so I hate sour candy. But I don't like things that are too sweet either. I like things that are really plain. I don't like extra things on my food or on my pizza. Like, I don't mind pepperoni, but I do mind mushrooms and olives, especially olives, and too much cheese. If it's really cheesy, I don't like it. And here's texture. Here's the weird thing about my mouth with texture. I hate mashed up food, like mashed potatoes, carrot souffle, as I mentioned before. I think I mentioned that before, I don't know. But I also really hate just mashed up food because it really reminds me, this is going to be gross, so I hope you're not eating dinner while listening to this. it reminds me of digested food, or it's already been chewed for me. ABC food, already been chewed. Haha, get it? And so it's really disgusting. And so when I put it in my mouth, it's like this sucking, like it's like drinking water and there's poo in it, because it's like mashed up and like it's like a milkshake, except it tastes weird, like not a milkshake. It's chunky. That's the best way I can describe it. It's liquidy and with chunks in it. It's nasty. It's like drinking vomit or something, or eating vomit or something. But it's different for me. It's probably different for you, so who knows. But that's what it's like for me. It's real. It's real. It's alive. It's already been digested for me, and I don't want that. I don't want to eat it. So I don't like that texture of like it's disgusting. It's digested for me. That's what I think. Let's see, we talked about eyes, nose, mouth, ears, touch, taste. I guess that's it. So, thanks for watching, guys.